But in October 1985, Aberdeen had the chance to take the trophy, having eliminated Ayr United, St Johnstone, Hearts and Dundee United on the road to Hampden.
Chase is on for McDougall. Has Hewitt right behind. Oh, it's great play from Hewitt. Eric Black. 1-0 to Aberdeen. Hewitt's corner kick. Over away by Brazil, straight back to Hewitt. Billy Stark. 2-0 to Aberdeen. There's Simpson. Eric Black.
Scored 2 early goals. I think it was in the first 20 minutes. It was 2-0 up, and then we just seemed to control the game after that. But I mean, it was special as well. It was the first time Aberdeen won the League Cup for a while, and it was my first League Cup winners' medal, so it was good.
And in May, Ferguson had the chance of his first domestic cup double after beating Montrose, Arbroath, Dundee and Hibs on the way to a Hampden Scottish Cup final against Hearts.
Here's Hewitt. An explosive start to the season for Aberdeen before injury. Curtailed his activities. There's Hewitt again, making room for the shot. John Hewitt, 1-0 to Aberdeen. They'd been on the attack until Hewitt picked up this long clearance from the Aberdeen half, cut inside Levine, made room for the shot, played it beyond Henry Smith, right into the corner. And Billy Stark, in fact, is warming up on the track below us as Aberdeen try to get forward again. Here's Peter Weir. Kid not quite so close to him this time. Weir testing Kid's pace. The great chance! John Hewitt! And the vital start to the second half provided by Aberdeen. 3 minutes into the second half, some magic from Peter Weir. Racing towards the byline, getting away from Walter Kidd, pulling the ball back. Now look at this dummy in the first instance, and there was Hewitt with the goal at his mercy. And this free kick again poses danger for the Hearts defence. Played across by Weir. Billy Stark! And that settles it! 15 minutes left to play. Henry Smith is beaten for the third time, and Billy Stark ties it up surely now for Aberdeen. Peter Weir's out-swinging free kick right across the face of the goal. Stark diving in, rifle header past Smith, and that makes it 3-0.
John Hewitt lifting Aberdeen's fourth Scottish Cup in just 5 years. It was to be the last of 10 major trophies won by Alex Ferguson in only 6 years, as he was to accept an irresistible offer to manage Manchester United.
I always remember a story not long after he came here. You know, he went to the chairman and asked him for some money, you know, to buy a good player. And the chairman said to him, "Look, Alec, this club can't afford to give you money." He says, "I'll tell you what to do." He says, "You go out," he says, "and work with the players that you've got." He says, "You've got 36 professional players on your staff." He says, "Surely you can get a team out of that." He says, "You go out and work and do what you're good at." He says, "And you'll get players." And Fergie did that. Knew he wasn't going to get the money. He did that, and with the result we got players like Simpson, Cooper, Hewitt, Black, all come into the team. And Fergie proved then how good a manager he was.
Alex took over and really proved himself as one of the best managers that Scotland's ever produced. I think he was great for this club because he came in at a time when there was a lot of youngsters, and he taught them good habits, and they learned a lot, and they stuck to these habits as they got older.
Ferguson, as I'm saying, with that age, he actually ran there's a bit of fear in it as well. As I was saying, with youngsters, we thought, well, we better do it for this man or we could be in trouble. And but his tactical awareness was brilliant. to me then, as a young man, I was astounded what he could see in a team. I'd go and watch a game, and beside him in 10 minutes he'd pick out the flaws and everything else. And I was astonished at that. He was magnificent picking out flaws in other teams, and he knew how to work at the weaknesses. But his training was good. It was revolutionary as well. His training was excellent.
I was depressed when Alex Ferguson left the club, but I wasn't despondent. I thought that the club could come back again, and with the players that we had here and the experience that we had, I was sure that we'd get back to the top.
Willie Miller's faith was well founded. After 2 narrow Skol Cup final defeats by Rangers, the 1989 final was to be Aberdeen's.
Here's Connor, lofting it in. The header from Mason! Aberdeen are ahead! The ball breaking off the wall, a delightful ball in there from Connor. Mason getting up there with Monroe. Woods was caught in no man's land, and that's what has given Aberdeen the lead. Paul Mason's 7th goal this season. Woods came and stopped, left himself stranded, and Mason took full advantage. Now Walters, Ferguson has continued the run. McCoy's also is up, and Grant has done a good job so far on Walters, slowing down his progress. Well, now back to Wilkins, and Aberdeen now everyone back to face the ball. Walters will cross. McCoy's backing into Willie Miller. The referee has given a penalty kick. Well, that is quite remarkable. Quite remarkable. Let's see this again. The ball chipped in. Now watch McCoy's backing in all the way to Willie Miller. Miller trying to play the ball, being pushed back all the time. Down goes McCoy's, and the referee sees that as a penalty kick. The referee insisting that all players stay out of the box. Here goes Walters against Snelders. Rangers are back on level terms. Here's Johnston, down it goes to Stephen, and a great save from Snelders. Brilliant build-up play from Rangers, and Theo Snelders brings off perhaps the best save of the match so far. Walters plays it across, Johnston cushions it down for Stephen, and a great diving save from Snelders. We've seen Ferguson's power many times before. He's going to have another go. The wall will have to be brave. Wow, what a tremendous let-off for Aberdeen. Snelders couldn't hold it. The shot was so powerful. Well, that shows the power in the save. Van der Ark doing well in defence. Ball's in the box again. Van der Ark defending. Ferguson forward. There's Johnston. Here's Wilkins, and with Robertson out of position, Johnston goes right into that gap. Stephen is there. Here's Trevor Stephen with a great chance for McCall. Brilliant move from Rangers, the dummy from McCoy, set up Ian McCall, but it's Snelders who saves the day for Aberdeen. High ball played in by Betts, up goes McLeish, Van der Ark's there, there's Nicholas, trying to turn, Van der Ark, and it's punched away by Woods. Fine goalkeeping there by Chris Woods. Charlie Nicholas can scarcely believe it. So just 2 minutes remaining in the first period of extra time as David Robertson launches the long throw into the box. Van der Ark get a touch, there's Nicholas. It's back to Mason! 2-1 to Aberdeen. Jockey Scott on the track. And the long throw did all the damage. David Robertson launching that ball, and Van der Ark gets a vital touch on. Nicholas tees it up there for Mason, and he drills home the goal, which puts Aberdeen ahead. Great head flick on, great play here from Nicholas. Mason hovering, drilling the ball past Woods, who had no chance at all. Lovely header, must be painful for Goff at the moment. And Trevor Stephen trying to find room for a cross. David Robertson trying to deny that. Stephen forces it back to Gary Stevens. Ian Ferguson to McCoist. Fine effort, well saved by Snelders. Gets in trouble. Here's Mo Johnston. Thought about a shot. And they elected to use Wilkins on the right. Here's McCoist. And Snelders pulls off the save of the match. Under up with Goff. Nicholas goes in behind. Good control. May try this himself. Back it goes again to Mason. Down to Van der Ark. And a fine save from Woods. Well, Chris Woods emulating Theo Snelders at the other end. Charlie Nicholas here looking up, setting things up for Paul Mason. Now I think this wasn't quite what Mason intended, but he made it into a good move eventually with a header on. Van der Ark with a shot, well saved by Woods. Up goes Butcher. There's Johnston, he couldn't get a touch. And there goes the final whistle. There's Theo Snelders. Rangers lose in the last part of extra time. It's Aberdeen the winners by 2-1.
Yeah, it was a great feeling. Yeah, also I never won a major trophy, so yeah, I couldn't believe myself that I won something.
You had a particularly outstanding game.
Yes, I had too busy during the 90 minutes, but in extra time we were 2-1 up, and then yeah, they wanted to make pressure on our goal.
Well, I think it would have been a tragedy if we didn't get something out of that cup final this time around, third time around, because I felt we were unlucky in the previous two finals, and okay, people talk about low averages, but I think I really felt that it was our turn this time, and it proved to be the case. But it was nice, it was extra special for me. I can appreciate now how those players felt when we won the first championship. Having not won anything for a couple of years, the Skull Cup meant a hell of a deal to me.
It was a very significant result, but I think it was more important for the players themselves, for your individuals in the club, your McKimmies, McLeishys, Millers, who had been used to winning things and then it stopped, and then they had went through these two cup finals with the bitter disappointment of losing them both at very late stages. And I've never known them to be as determined as they were going into that third game, so it meant more to them. It's just the same as it meant maybe more to supporters who have followed the club from they were born, really.
It was only fitting that Aberdeen, having lifted the first trophy of the 1980s, should claim the last. 4 Scottish Cups, 3 league titles, 2 Skol League Cups, and the European Cup Winners' Cup and the Super Cup. 11 major trophies in 10 years, a trawl that made Aberdeen Team of the Decade.
Decade, even now, they can go about with their chest up, you know, so far as football is concerned. And Aberdeen is a name that can be talked about in other parts of the world.
There was no fear whatsoever, no apprehension whatsoever, and even young players coming in the team, and if you think of the Gothenburg team and the number of young players that played in such a big stage as that, and you knew you were really confident about how they were going to do.
We were good to watch, we're very professional, and I think we all enjoyed it. And we brought a lot of focused attention on Aberdeen and the town itself.
A lot of good young players coming through again, and hopefully another 11 trophies for the 1990s.
The man that's done most, I think, for this club has been our chairman, Mr. Donald. I think he's been the man behind this. You always know that he's the figurehead here. He's always here. And every manager that's been here and managers that's left here, every one of them has a kind word for Mr. Donald.